Going on, everybody? So, there's a lot of people online, arguing about SNAP benefits, food stamps, and I mean, to be quite frank, some people just don't know what they're talking about. It's absolutely crazy, fear mongering. And so, I'm going to play a couple of clips for you just as quickly as I can because I think there's some very interesting perspectives that I want to show you guys. And then I'm also going to show you something that Jamal Bryant did recently. But number one, the government shutdown really isn't about Trump, all right? It's about Congress and the House. And under the
All
U.S.
right, I beg your difference that it's add am, homeboy. It's add am, homeboy. Add am. Now, what you think add am mean? That's love. And what you think eve mean? That's evening. That's the first day. You know what I'm saying? That's the first evening that they met. Because the next day was New Year's Eve. So your Congress ain't got no Congress. Ain't no Congress without no governed, governed by who? God gotta govern your government, man. You in the Army, you in the Navy, you in the Air Force, you in the Marine, you know. So that ain't no president you got. You got Trump, Donald J. John Trump. And John stand for customer of God. That's what it stands for, customer of God, because he's not in a red light district no more. He was in a red light district over prostitution, $125 per wife. You know what I'm saying? Or husband. You get you a husband or a wife, $125, but I'm gonna charge you 50 mil if you want to leave her, and I'm gonna give it to her. You know what I'm saying? But then it's about God, Adam, God, and Enoch, because I had to knock too much as Christ heaven. You know what I'm saying? In Christ heaven. And a lot of people think Jesus means nothing. It don't. But that's Jesus. Jesus. That's what they say Jesus do. They say Jesus sues people. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. Jesus sues. You know what I'm saying? Jesus sues. Jesus, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's soothing, no. And soothe means soothing. But they mean Jesus. 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 And if you third party, them 13, $14 lawyers, Phillips 66 lawyers would tear your ass up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's about God. It ain't about your government or president. You know what I'm saying? So, God don't receive no mark of the beast because the beast wasn't no beast. He was a snake. There wasn't no beast. There wasn't no dragon. There wasn't no serpent. That's telling you, sir, repent. It might be why I told Moses to hang it up on something so the snake could repent to the people they bit. You know what I'm saying? And the people to feel the relief of the snake. Not give him snake venom and absorb his body instead of solving a problem. Being a solvent. You know what I'm saying? And a snake shit is solvent. It'll dissolve your shit. You know what I'm saying? And you look like you got AIDS, but no, you won't have AIDS. You have whatever cancerous lie was told to give you, whatever lie they told to put you in the hospital, man, because ADHD is heaven. You know what I'm saying? God's heaven, man. And that's Adam shit, you know what I'm saying? Adam shit, love shit, make love shit. You know what I'm saying? God is God's us, and us God's who God us are Jesus. And we the sun, the moon, and the stars, homeboy. Jamal Bryant does something outstanding. Is Trump really taking away food stamps? I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. I ain't make that rule, man. And I don't remember whenever the Army had to take food stamps, or the Navy, or the Air Force, or the Marines. Anybody working on no ship, I ain't never put them on no food stamp. Never put an Army person on no food stamp, or his wife, or gave her birth control and put her on, clipped her next few kids by burning her tubes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they tying her tube, and then, putting the man out the house. I ain't never did that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to do that, and I'm not here to give people money either, so they can fight and kill and steal and destroy over. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to give them what they need every day for the everyday living of the people. I got that in the Bible. It's in there.
U.S. Constitution, I'm going to just read you some of my notes. Congress controls federal spending, not the president. So every...
See, that's what I'm talking about. He talking about money, and he breaking it down a lie, because God ain't now one of them people and shit.
Stuff be distractions. You know, people say it's paid for by Soros and things like that. But all of it, so there's just no more migrant caravans. There's no more. Notice how this stuff will pop up in the news, right? We had the drones. We had all this stuff going on, and then it'll just disappear and it'll go away, right? Because a lot of it is really just a distraction. What happened to NBA gambling?
Ain't no such thing as drones, home, but drones is people that, you know, cable, the subscribers, phone subscribers watching each other on TV. That's what y'all do, watch each other and push record each other and live, you know, y'all do y'all live feed. And God taking care of it and paying for it. Adam God taking care of it and paying for it. Not your fake name you just said, Zoros. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him.
Thing, and you know, they're talking about the mob, or mafia being involved, but we're only seeing a couple black NBA basketball players. Where's these mob people getting arrested? And that's what I'm saying. If you're a critical thinker, it's just, you can look at something objectively and say, this doesn't make sense. You're telling me, right, it's all over the news, this NBA gambling, you know, collusion thing, and the mafia's involved, but you just got a couple black NBA players that you're parading on TV, and it's like, wait, where's the mafia?
What you gonna do with 4 or 5 rich NBA players? How they gonna put little kids, mamas and daddies back together and get a good school system and stuff like that, just being good basketball players? You ain't got 2 or 3 still in there rich. And the ones they making rich now, you know, they just giving mama and them, paying mama and them bills. They ain't gave them no money, they giving the kids money, not the player. I mean, not the parents.
Mob guys. It just, stuff don't be making sense. A lot of it is a distraction. So check this out. I was trying to get some information about how much money is being spent on undocumented immigrants. Now, as far as federal SNAP,
how you can tell that immigrants are spending money? Man, they got rice fields. They got rice fields in China. So if they come over here, that's what they do, rice fields. And then if they raise chickens, rabbits, and ducks and stuff like that, they do that too. You know what I'm saying? That's why the government probably looked down on my grandfather, because he had his own food. He had his own chicken factory at his house. You know what I'm saying? Turkeys was ducks to us for Thanksgiving. And I don't know why the government ain't never opened up a duck instead of chicken, and just use duck as wings, thighs, back, and legs. You know what I'm saying? Never did understand that.
$0, all right? If you're an undocumented immigrant, you're not getting SNAP. But as far as health care, all right, it says they put the order of magnitude at only a few $billion nationwide for emergency care. California state-funded full-scope Medi-Cal.
God ain't had nothing to do with that, man. God don't talk like that if he don't, you know, break itself in a whole bunch of different segments. You know what I'm saying? Be godly, he just stay on God. He don't talk about all these different areas, especially when he just somebody that do one job.
And why you think they keep you here? They want y'all to make us dumb. Do your research before you start spreading things.
What did we say wrong?
What did we say wrong? You said 50 got the rights. You just said it.
No,
Someone
actually,
asked
talking
you
about
if 50
you,
got
and
the
you,
rights.
and you repost, and they reposted me. Hold on. You actually reposted me.
Please.
And I asked a question.
This is an interview. You keep interrupting.
Okay, I have a question.
Because look,
I didn't finish my thought.
Okay,
finish your
You see what's going on? Now, if I started yelling, they be saying I'm bugging.
Yeah.
But this is, remember I told you this is how I get triggered. Just let me teach. Because this is a business you don't know. You've been in this room for 30.
Okay, he been in that room 30 years. And that dude talking, I don't know him, but I know he was with my boy and them, you know what I'm saying, when they started Rockefeller, you know, jeans or whatever, shirts and stuff. But then, you know, What did he do? Starting Rockefeller wasn't really no godly thing. There was a money thing. It's not a godly thing. We here on God business now. This 365 years up to date. You know what I'm saying? This the end of 365 years these next two days. You know what I'm saying? We going into a new 365 years, and that's 1,000 years per day and 1,000 days per year. And every 3 of them 1,000 years, we need to come together on boiler making, combination welding, pipe fitters, you know what I'm saying, I&E, electrical and instrumentation, you know what I'm saying, and we need, you know what I'm saying, no cell phone people, no, none of that, none of these gossipers or ghost spellers and people just trying to take names and put, you know, names on and make a brand and be a business or industry and try to teach somebody about money when they don't know God don't like no money. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Dash. Sound like season.
A year straight, so you're missing a lot of life.
Not really.
Well, then stop speaking.
You're just wrong.
But you're just wrong. On a respect level, you're wrong.
Go ahead, teach.
With some damn, you know, clothes. And he mad at somebody I don't want to hear him talk about. He ain't never got rich off no hard ass work or sweating to do shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And then when you talk about him, it seems like somebody gonna come behind you and get you for talking about somebody can't look in the mirror and say they God or I am. Shit.
Are you guys here for the halftime show?
Oh, no. We're here to help people customize and save Liberty Mutual.
So that's why the emu's here?
Yes. And the email.
I ain't never 11, 4, 24.
You truly got some haters
7,
mad at you right now
8,
for some strange reason.
6.
This particular person thought you was a goofy, but finding out you are highly intelligent.
The
after
people
they
think
tried
you
to
goofy,
put
or the people that
in
got all that money
unnecessary
think
drama
that they got a
and
brand.
slandered your
They
name in front
somebody.
of others. This person has learned a valuable
And the
lesson
brand is just
and is paying a price
brand
currently
wheat
for coming
brand,
against
a
you.
damn penny.
And the reason why they're
Penny
paying
made
this
of
price
wheat, not
is
damn
because you were
gold.
innocent in the whole situation. And this person had groups of people coming against you for no reason because they was jealous of you and they just
Dollar
didn't
got
like
gold
you.
bands.
This
and
is what I
writing
pick up
on it
from this particular
to make
person.
them legal. You know
They
what I'm
didn't
saying?
want you to
And
flourish
scan
in
it.
life.
You know what I'm saying? You
They
got
was
to scan
jealous
the
of your
paper,
gifts
the
and your
paper.
talents. And you were shifting forward.
You turn colors,
and doing
let you know
things
what it
that
is.
your heart
You know what it is,
desired.
you know what the color
And
is,
this
you know what you
person,
gotta
this
write.
hater,
Just like
was
a temp
upset
stick. Can't
that
weld
you
on
were the
them cold
one
and think it's
flourishing
gonna
and not them.
blend. You can't
They couldn't
weld on them
understand
that used to be rust.
why you were
And
so
then you
blessed,
go down to the middle
why everything was going good in your life, why you were always happy,
no
and
nutrition,
they want to
no
rain on your
nutrients
parade.
in the damn metal. If it's
They
been there
literally
since
want to do that
1943,
because
and every 3 months
they
you
just
maintain,
didn't want
you
the
go in
blessing
there and retube
to
it.
be yours.
You know what I'm saying? You lying.
They didn't want
Because
it to be
them probably been in
you
there more
that
than
had
any
this particular
goddamn 30
blessing
years.
and what you were
Or
doing.
1 year.
They was
You know what I'm saying?
intimidated by your
Or 3
success,
months. Or whatever. 3
intimidated
years.
by your growth,
Claim.
and intimidated by who you were as a person. And I take it you are
And
very
that's why they had that meltdown in that one
This
place
person
when that
might
other
be a
stuff took
member
place somewhere
of the
else.
alphabet community.
And we came back
if
to
you
a
know
whole
what I mean.
meltdown. And
Your
we worried
loving,
about what happened to that.
feminine
and then
energy
all them readers and
irritated
Katrina's
this
came. Levis got
alphabet
just
person because
pushed over
they just didn't like
like a fuel truck and a
your
Hemi going over
femininity being
a
natural,
mountain.
and theirs wasn't natural. They wanted to be you, and because they can't be you, they got mad because of who you are and that it was you receiving the blessing. This is what this person was upset about. And if this person is not a member of that alphabet community, this person was just jealous because you were getting things in life that they couldn't obtain. And you were doing it the
In 1985, Uncle James, we left here, left where we at now, and went down to go to Waco to visit Aunt Nancy and stayed with them for a week with grandmother. Because I was going to stay with grandmother for a week. So we left, me and grandmother left and went to me and Uncle James and Aunt Betty and them and Kim and them left to go to Dallas. We had to stop in Waco to Aunt and them house, cousin them house. And then we stopped at Aunt and them house and cousin them house in Heir'z. Before we got there, the Mickens and the Fullers, and yeah, you know, I just come out of the Fuller family. That's Miss Fuller right there. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, Jeffrey's grandparents. So Uncle Leroy, Mr. Cosby, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Edison, Roosevelt, my boy, Cosby, you know God love you, niggas. I talk to you at work all the time, that till you got burned in the face with them nickels and shit, and then I had to leave you alone. I ain't want to come down off that damn Riddler no more. I knew man, all I had to do, I would use my badge, because my friends was still at the gate that was my customers with the growth hormone. You know what I'm saying? So I was still able to come in and see Yawghlle Roosevelt, but I couldn't go to them other blocks. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing. Couldn't go to the other blocks. Sometimes I disappeared though. Like you catch
Right
me
way,
on the road.
the legal way.
And ask me
And
do I
they
still go to church,
weren't.
scared for me to say no. You know what I'm
And
saying? I
they
don't
thought
know why
you were
it
doing it
scared
the
me
legal
say I
way
ain't go
to get
church
your
no more.
whatever you got in this life, but found out that you were getting it the right way. You had faith.
But
You
see,
put-
Uncle Big, man, what I don't want, man, I don't want Sergeant Heir'z people. That's your people, Uncle Big. Sergeant Al Heir'z was Lawrence. I don't know if it was Lawrence Fishburne, but I came back toward Bridges. You know what I'm saying? Toward Jackson. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I say, Lawrence was Sergeant Scotty Heir'z. And then we had Sergeant Heir'z. Al was Speedy, my best friend. You know what I'm saying? One of them. Not my best friend, because he kind of Sergeant Heir'z's best friend, and Sergeant Noble's best friend, and Sergeant Specialist Madlock best friend. But I was over Specialist Madlock after the field problem, because some things went on. But, you know what I'm saying, he tried to embarrass me and got embarrassed. And I apologized to him and First Sergeant about it, and Price, for me and him fighting over some bullshit. And me and him fussing over some bullshit, because he know I was the boss, and I was not going out there to watch nobody or put no fuel in nobody's tank, not even his truck, which had to do the generals and the officers. I ain't want to do that, because I could go to sleep all day, all night with the job I had as a clerk, but he couldn't. He had to be out there giving fuel or having somebody sign for something. So he tried to make me do that. When I told him no, me and him argued about it. First Sergeant called us arguing. So he told First Sergeant I felt like I was being mistreated. And First Sergeant said, mistreated, and put me on KP, King Pet, with washing dishes, pots and pans. So I was in trouble, but I ain't think about it. I was mad with my Madlock, but I got over it real quick. Me and my boy had to run around First Sergeant tent for fighting over some bullshit we had in town and going out and shit. So my boy Price. So we had a little scuffle. We ain't punch each other for real. We were throwing each other around the cots and shit. Yeah, we ain't try to punch each other good. We was best friends. It's a shame to be fighting each other over the shit we was fighting over. And it wasn't no girl, but it wasn't. Something. First I didn't want him to get mad. I found out why he shouldn't get mad, but I didn't tell him. Till me and him was talking, and I told him. And it wasn't nothing she did that was bad, but what she could have did if I'd have accepted her offer. She offered me. But then I ain't want to tell him that, because that was the woman he wanted to marry first. So I kept saying no. And then he was mad with First Sergeant and went over his head with Captain Kelleher. And then Captain Kelleher told First Sergeant to let him do it. If he wanted to do it, let him do it. And then he found out why, and he told me it was messed up when he got home to Florida. And they divorced. So, that was that. But then, you know, man, I don't want to talk my business. My boy dead, so really ain't no business to talk. But 86, 87, 88, and all that was good years, Uncle Peck. Good years. Good years. Sound like I'm screaming when I say good years. My air went through my nose like, like somebody screaming outside or something. But I got the headphones on. But like I say, man, you know, Sergeant Heir'z, you know what I'm saying, was one of my best friends. All of us was best friends. And me and Salisbury were walking to the motor pool one day, and I was on, no, I wasn't, not that day, but I was on CQ. Yeah, I was on CQ. And then I was asleep for a second. Not a whole long time for something, but a second. And then, for some reason, Sergeant Heir'z and them, you know what I'm saying? Me and Sergeant Heir'z, Salisbury was bullshitting, and Salisbury cussed him out and said something. And he got mad and wanted to bring Salisbury down from specialist to PFC. And so, you know, I laughed, so he wanted to do me the same way. Me and Salisbury were respectful promoters and corporals, you know what I'm saying? So he wanted to bust us down because he said he cussed him out, cussed the sergeant out, and I laughed. So, you know, after the day was over, you know, we went on. Then the day came when Sergeant Heir'z died, and it looked like a Marcus, but it wasn't Marcus, it was another last name dude, but Marcus was the person that turned the truck on, the deuce and a half on, and our job was to switch out deuce and a halves for new deuce and a halves, you know what I'm saying? You know, gasoline was the old Army stuff, and we brought in diesel trucks, Hemmets, you know what I'm saying, Hummers, Humvees, so we had more gas and diesel, unleaded gas and diesel. You know what I'm saying? Our job was to keep it and give it to the tanks, the ammo, you know. I was in field artillery, Father Adam field artillery, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I was in service battery headquarters company. And we had, 9 women to 2,000 men, and 9 black women to 2,000 men. So it might have been 15 black women. Like when Dow do hiring, they hire 2 by 2 by 2. They hire two blacks, 2 whites, 2 Mexicans, 2 Asians. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they do. And sometimes they 2 men, the 2 men are black, 2 women are black, 2 women are white, 2 women, they try to do it because I was the safety man that was handling all that back in the 40s. Might have been 48 that time because my mama was born in 48. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Peck and them had her in 48. You know what I'm saying? 2334, the double trouble, boy. That double trouble, that's Michael Jordan and Earl Campbell. Shit, know both of them in the spirit.